TI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Here's Emmy Award winner.
$37.76, caller number 5. Rain Man is brought to you by Cousin Subs. That's why whoever is caller number 5 today, they will automatically win a $25 gift card to Cousin Subs. And that is only because they wouldn't let me institute the rule that says you can't get the gift card if you suck. That would be like, I was going to say 0 and 1. I said, no, caller number 5 automatically wins. And I'm not going to argue with the people kind enough to give a Cousin Subs for a year. So we have had an O for just one. So whoever's ever caller number 5 will automatically get to compete and automatically win the $25 gift card. And whoever has the highest total, and we've had a tie, I think, the last 3 contests for the last year and a half, that person wins Cousin Sub for a year worth about $300. And again, we have a leader now at 10. So thanks to Cousin Subs for providing that. And also, our other Rain Man partner is Saganiac Planning. For many, many years, they were a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service, and they still are. But I neglected to mention one reason why they're so good, because they've been doing it well locally for over 50 years. So Saganiac Planning, the other great sponsor, is now a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service, and doing it well for over 50 years, appropriately so. And a phone number you can remember. All you got to do is remember 783. 783. You don't have to have 6 numbers like all those verification codes. Now, Saganiac Planning, 262-783, Roger Maris, 6161. The first question is the Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question. Must be about Marquette because Saganiac has been such a great supporter of Marquette and Marquette sports for, I would say, 50-plus years. We have a contestant, Mike in Franklin. Mike, it's not that I don't care about you, but I don't really. I do want to know your Rain Man resume to give people a little idea or preview of how well you might do. Yes?
Yeah. I got 4, I believe, was my highest.
4 is your highest. Our leader at 10 just smiled wherever he is. But this could be one of the great upsets other than, I don't know. I'll have to see how you do. Mike in Franklin, again, is our contestant. You know, you got 15 questions. You got 2 minutes. We tell everybody to pass. If you don't know the answer, no one listens to us. And again, the first question is about Marquette, but none of the other questions may or may not be about Marquette. Got any questions? You ready to go?
I think I'm ready to go. All
right. The first question is the Saganiac Planning Marquette trivia question. 3, 2, 1, go. How many years was Dwayne Wade a student at Marquette?
3.
Correct. What is John Anderson's personal best in the high jump?
7'2".
Incorrect. Bill Russell, 11 NBA titles. How many seasons did he play?
13.
Correct. How old is Micah Parsons?
27.
Incorrect. Oldest NFL player, George Blanda. How old was he when he played his final NFL game?
48.
Correct. Who is the head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Pass.
Saturday, college football playoffs, James Madison against Oregon. Who's the head coach at James Madison?
Pass.
Most famous football coach at James Madison?
Pass.
Major League Baseball, he struck out 255 hitters last season.
Shohei Ohtani.
Incorrect. This season, he leads the NBA 10.5 two-point field goals per game. Name the player.
Pass.
He fouled an NBA record 4,657 times. Name him.
Repeat that, please.
He fouled in the NBA record 4,657 times. Name the player.
Jordan.
Incorrect. Among current NBA players, Dyson Daniels has the most what in one season?
Point.
Incorrect. How many years did Bob Uecker play in the majors?
14.
Incorrect. How many home runs in his career? 4, 14, or 24?
24.
Incorrect. How many career home runs for Babe Ruth?
714.
That is correct. He leads the NBA this season, 10.5 two-point field goals per game. Are we out of time? Go ahead.
Is that it?
Who do you always guess if you don't know?
Giannis.
Giannis is correct. Let's see. I have you down with 4.
I've got 5 if we're counting that last one.
We're not counting that last
Then it's
one.
4.
No, that's 4. All right, let's see how Alex, filling in, can do. How many years was Dwayne Wade a student at Marquette? Yes, 3. He played 2. He had to set out his first year. This hurts, and I'm not going to tell John Anderson. What is John Anderson's personal best in the high jump? You said 7.2.
It's 7.2.5. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and that has been said, we checked, 8,000 times now. Bill Russell, yes, 11 NBA titles in 13 years. Micah Parsons, you missed by a year. He's
26. Yeah.
26. And yes, you knew that George Blanda was 48 when he played. Who is the head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder?
That is Mike. I don't know how to say it. Dagnew.
Mark Daigneault. I don't know how to say it either, and it's amazing people don't know him, but he was like an assistant college coach.
I feel like you should know the GM more, man. That guy's a genius.
Yes, he is. James Madison's head coach.
I have no clue.
Bob Chesney. However,
related to Kenny?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Most famous football coach at James Madison.
That is Kurt Signetti.
Yes, everyone should know that. I did not know this, and I was amazed how many. 255 strikeouts last year. Who did it? Plays for the Red Sox.
Schoolball? Oh, Red Sox. No
Crochet.
idea. Okay.
Garrett Crochet. 255. We're talking serious.
That's a lot of strikeouts.
That is a lot. Giannis leads the NBA 10.5, 10.5 two-point field goals per game. He fouled 4,657 times. NBA record. Who?
So as much as I want to say Draymond Green, that's not right.
Nice.
I would go with somebody that played a long time. So Kareem, maybe?
Kareem is the correct answer,
lucky
yes.
guess.
It was a nice rip at Green. All right. Among current NBA players, Dyson Daniels has the most what in one season? It's 229.
Okay. I have no idea. Let's go. Free throws. No, that's
Steals.
Steals. Okay.
It's not a, how many years did Bob Uecker play in the majors?
It's a 3?
6.
Oh, okay.
How many career home runs?
This one's 4.
No, 14. That's why I said.
Was that even an option?
Yeah, 4, 14, and 24. There were 3. And the reason I used it, and that's why I put Babe Ruth, because Babe hit 700 more home runs than Bob Uecker. Uecker got the 14, Babe Ruth 714.
Barely anything.
Yeah, it is. It's the best connection I can make. I'm just wondering if, these people are so old now that if people even remember. I mean, Babe Ruth 714 was the key, and then you had Hank Aaron. Now you have Barry Bonds, and no one remembers how many he hit because they think he cheated. Mike, how did you feel like you did? Do you feel like you had some you should have gotten right but didn't? The John Anderson, that one, you have to listen to say 7.2. No one would think he could do 7.2, but you forgot the half inch, right?
I did forget the half. I started out decent, I think, and then I just went into a slump. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, well, nobody knows football, and I heard Barry Alvarez selling James Madison on they'll do better than people think. When somebody's in the playoffs and you tell everybody they'll do better than people think, it's pretty good an indication that they shouldn't be in the playoffs. I
remember the George Blanda. I remember the Blanda question because my dad, when I was a kid, my dad is the same age as George Blanda, and I thought, how the heck is a guy 48 years old playing football? But that's the way it goes, right?
I don't know. He was a kicker at the end. I'd like to know the age at which he played his last game at quarterback. I don't know if that was also 48.
I think he played the last season. He subbed in there for Stabler or whatever.
I think he could be right for the Raiders.
Yep.
So Garrett Crochet, I think he was with the White Sox. Boston got him. I think he's a free agent pitcher this year, but 255 strikeouts is like Nolan Ryan stuff. So thanks for trying, Mike. You automatically get the $25 gift card, but our leader at 10 is now down to only 2 more have a chance to take it away from him. Thanks for playing.
All right, guys, thanks.
If you're hitting the road for the holidays, maybe heading up north, doing some shopping, or just getting out of town, make a quick stop at the Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, literally right across the Wisconsin border. No, it's not literally. It is 9 seconds. In a car, exactly 9 seconds across the border. They have award-winning organically grown products you can trust, plus incense, apparel, and a ton of great holiday gift ideas. About an hour from Green Bay, a little less than an hour. Higher Love Cannabis Company, the best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD for more info or drive there 9 seconds across the Wisconsin border in Menominee. Window Nation end of the year sale, 90% customer satisfaction. Way more impressive than whatever I say. And remember, Window Nation, right now. It's cold. You think, well, I can't get my windows done now. Yeah, you can. Right now. They can install some. It might even just take 1 day. They have a lifetime warranty and A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years. Again, visit windownation.com. When you talk to them, say, Homer said you can do it right now. And they can, so I'm not worried about having you tell them that. windownation.com to get started. I think Jason Wilde is next. Pretty sure he is. We had a discussion this morning. I suspect he'll bring it up. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We have an accident on the ramp from 94 southbound to Ryan Road, so watch out for that. And that ramp is kind of backing up a bit with this. We've also got an issue in Racine County, eastbound Highway 20 at Fountain Hill Drive, just west of Highway 31. All the lanes are blocked because of a crash, so want to try and stay away from that area. Southbound on 41, heavy from Good Hope Road all the way to Capitol, northbound from Mayfair Road up to Silver Spring. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, increasing clouds, rising temperatures with a chance of showers, a low of 34. Tomorrow, mild rain, might have a mix as well, possible as the temps fall throughout the day, a high of 44. Tsunami Express Car Wash is now open at 10928 West Oklahoma Avenue. Grab your free T2 wash with graphene through December 21st. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
The holiday season is here, and the countdown to 2026 has begun at Lake Lawn Resort. With all the holiday stress happening these days, imagine waking up next to a cozy fire in your own private suite along the shoreline of Delavan Lake. Enjoy much-deserved pampering at the award-winning Caladora Spa and special holiday dining options throughout the resort all month long, including at the signature 1878 on the lake. Book your holiday escape today, and don't forget to purchase those last-minute gift cards and receive free bonus money at Lake Lawn Resort, where the spirit of the season comes to life and everything is truly better at the lake.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Well, for the second time in 3 weeks, it is Bears Week for the Green Bay Packers as the 9-4-1 Packers head to Soldier Field to take on the first place 10-4 Bears. Head coach Matt LaFleur understands what's on the line Saturday night.
You know, we all know the magnitude of this game. It's going to be a great challenge for us in their house. We saw them 2 weeks ago, so that should be pretty exciting.
The Packers with a laundry list of injuries, and it's going to be a challenge for several key players, including wide receiver Christian Watson, offensive tackle Zach Tom, and safety Evan Williams, who LaFleur described as true game-time decisions.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank, member FDIC.
There is no better time to tour the best senior community in Wisconsin than during the holidays while you're visiting with loved ones. Call 3 Pillars, make an appointment, and see for yourself why thousands and thousands of families have trusted 3 Pillars since 1905. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing and rehab, whatever your needs, 3 Pillars has it covered. Info at 3pillars.org. Call 1-800-848-5306 to set up a time to tour their amazing 300-acre campus in scenic Lake Country.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's time for Jason Wilde on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Everybody needs information about the Green Bay Packers from Jason Wilde. You go to the app, ESPN Wisconsin app, and you can listen and watch everything. It'll take a while. Good evening, Jason.
Hi, Homer. How are you?
I'm good. I know you talked to everybody or listened to everybody today, so I'm curious what stands out as to all the things they told you.
Jeff Hafley predicting that Micah Parsons will come back and break the single-season sack record next season. That stood out.
And he said he's going to do his part too, which
would be to stay as the defensive coordinator. He did say that.
Did that draw your attention, or just thought he was recognizing that whoever the defensive coordinator has to say?
Yeah.
But I don't know that he had to say that. I don't think that he had to bring himself up at all. I mean, he could get to that at some point, but it'd be enough to say that he's going to break the record next year, right? Well, that's everybody's going to remember that. They're not going to say, "Well, will you be here?" Doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, and he certainly did not leave an opening for us to ask that, because that did cross my mind when he said that. But I think what he was doing, I'm going to choose to believe that when he puts that out there, he knows what he's doing. Obviously, he knows it's going to get attention. He's a smart guy. But then the follow-up sentence that we're referring to here, for those that didn't hear it, I'm going to put that on Micah and myself, and you guys can put that out there. That's the confidence I have in him. So, I don't think that's a binding. I'll be back next year to coach Micah Parsons in this defense, but maybe he will. Again, I was talking to Waddle and Sylvie.
Do you think so? I don't think so.
Well, what I think is possible, and this is what Ben Johnson did. And again, I don't know what jobs are going to be open.
Year. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and look, if he gets offered the Giants job, he is taking the Giants job. His mother will be thrilled. He's from that area. He grew up a Giants fan. It's too perfect. I know what Connor Orr wrote in Sports Illustrated. And he's really good at what he does. There's a Boston College connection as well. But I still am skeptical that with their young core on offense that they will hire a defensive coach. Maybe I'm wrong, but whatever it is, if he leaves after this season, if he leaves after next season, we will miss him, because we are smarter as reporters, and it allows us to be better at serving our fans, our listeners, our readers, our viewers, etc., because he's really good at that, and I appreciate it a lot.
Well,
so that's the biggest thing that stood out.
All right. Anything about the game?
I think Yeah, there's all kinds of things. It's it's one of those how long do you have? Evan Williams told a great story today about his knee injury because it occurred on the same play as Micah Parsons was injured on, and he knew he had done something, and he's kind of writhing on the ground in pain.
We call that a Paul Hornung. He doesn't know that.
And what does that mean?
Paul Hornung scored 5 touchdowns on the day and assumed he would be the headline story the same day, I believe, that Gale Sayers had 6.
Ouch. Yeah.
No one knows what the hell he did. So, and no one will remember that he was hurt.
No one. I mean, no one remembers that right now, frankly. And so what was funny was that he rolls over and he's expecting the medical staff to be there, and instead he said it's one athletic trainer with a water bottle, and there's 15 people around Micah on another part of the field, and I would say this: Micah Parsons is obviously extremely important to this team. There is no underestimating that. But Evan Williams is kind of important too. And so, he said he confirmed it's his MCL, which would make me leery about his availability for Saturday. If he was Tausch, if he was Bulaga, those guys that are in a smaller area that wear big bulky braces, a lot of times they're able to play even with a tear in their MCL. So I'm a little skeptical on him. Zach Tom did not want to get into the specifics of his knee injury either, but he's giving himself a chance. We'll see if he does something tomorrow.
The chances I'm not buying a bit. I think they've gone out of the way to make sure that Green Bay, that Chicago doesn't know. But that aside, if he doesn't play, who takes his place?
That's a good question, and I thought Adam Stenovich, the offensive coordinator, who has obviously been an offensive line coach,
is anybody still ahead of Jordan Morgan?
Yeah, I think so. Again, we don't get, and I'm obviously not at practice anyway because usually the availability period starts while I'm still on the air with Tausch, but you don't get to see any of the meaningful parts of practice anyway. So you wouldn't be able to say, boys, look at Jordan Morgan. He's really getting after, I don't know, Warren Brinson or whatever it might be. I have no idea where he's at, but
they don't have anybody else, do they? Kennard, but he's really a guard, isn't he? Or am I wrong?
I think Kennard. All he had ever played was right tackle.
Oh, okay.
In the NFL,
then he's the answer.
And so, but as I pointed out to Steno, when Zach Tom gets hurt in the Detroit game in the opener, they go to Kennard, right? And then the following Thursday, I still can't believe they did this. A short week, no real practices, and they start Anthony Belton at right tackle. Okay, so now they've tried 2 guys there. Then, week 3, they play in Cleveland. Zach Tom tries to play. He lasts, as we recall, 1 singular play. And they go to Jordan Morgan at right tackle. And then somebody else gets hurt. He's got to move to guard. And then they go to Belton again at right tackle. And now Kennard has obviously been kind of the primary backup there since. But the other wrinkle with him is that he's that, jumbo tight end, extra offensive lineman guy who comes in as a blocking tight end. So how does that work? Do you find somebody else to do that? I would think that if you believe that Darian Kennard is the better option to start at right tackle, you start him, and then you find somebody else to do the 10 snaps that you have a jumbo extra tackle.
Because they're going to still do that.
I would think so.
Yeah.
They need to. They don't, and on top of that, Josh Wiley, one of their tight.
He's done. He's out.
He's got a concussion.
Yeah,
well, I don't know if he's out.
But he's not playing.
He's in the concussion protocol now.
Right. So
I think it's unlikely that he gets back in time. But so that's kind of the shuffling there. The biggest news of the day is that essentially a guy that was in an emergency room on Sunday being examined in a Denver area hospital he practiced today. Now, again, Christian Watson was limited. It wasn't like a full-fledged practice, but it was progress, and it is important. And so it'll be interesting to see if he can do more tomorrow, but in listening to him, he is pretty adamant on the idea of playing. And as we have discussed many, many, many times before, their offense is different when he's part of it. And so I'm super curious to see what he's able to do, on Saturday night, what he's able to do tomorrow. He is a really important piece. And if they have him, I have a ton, like you and I and Tausch talked about this morning. If they have him, I give them a very, very good chance. I think they win. If they don't have him, I have a hard time picturing them being able to do enough offensively to win the ball game on the road. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's kind of the vibe I get.
Yeah, my theory on that is a very simple one, that they're going to make the Bears believe that he's going to play. In terms of what they're going to prepare for defensively changes dramatically if he plays. I think if he plays, it's very, very little. I think majority of this is to make life more difficult for the Bears as they prep.
I think that might be the case with Tom, and I think it might be the case with Williams. I don't think it's the case with Watson, because look, the thing about it is he didn't sustain any of the injuries that you're really worried about there. Like he told us the concern for him going to the hospital was the possibility of a dislocated or fractured rib. And apparently that didn't happen. So I think there's a better chance of him playing than really of any of these other guys, other than Josh Jacobs, who, clearly plays through everything. And if the Packers weren't playing on Thanksgiving, he probably would have played against Minnesota too in the one game he actually did miss.
No, I would agree with you. I'm not. If I was a betting, I wouldn't bet much. I'm curious to see if he does play more, like how many plays he's in there. I think I think he will serve more as a distraction than. Because
there's value in that too.
There is,
but
and
I
we've
would
seen
say
LaFleur like to do that in the past. Also,
I think the important corollary, though, is the fact that it looks like at least Matthew Golden not only is back to being relatively healthy, but just as importantly, he was actually productive.
Oh, I agree totally. Yes, there's a level of confidence.
Which changes it.
Yeah. And again, I mean, while it seems huge, and it is because it's the Bears in the division, it's one game. They get 3 games. And my view is they lose this one, they win the last 2, or they win 2 of their last 3. There's a lot of football, and the fact that whatever we think about the Bears game, I mean, Christian Watson, it would seem, is going to be able to help the team the rest of the season, and there's an even greater optimism on what Golden can do after last week. I thought he was really good compared to what he had done.
Yeah, I think so too. And look, in terms of their playoff picture, I think if we're being realistic, this one is really big. If they want to have a chance, they have to. I would argue that they need to win the division.
Right.
Right.
And if they lose this, they would need the Bears to lose the last 2 and the Packers to win the last 2.
Right. And so that's a pretty tall ask. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to, if some of these guys, these injured guys, are able to go, because that obviously, if they win this one, their path becomes a lot easier. And I think you're right. I think if they win 2 out of 3, it's not a question of whether they make the playoffs then. It's a question of whether they can win the division.
All right. Injury with Williams, what's the replacement there?
Well, they obviously have a couple of options, but again, there's some dominoes involved here, because I think they prefer Javon Bullard as their slot guy as opposed to Nate Hobbs, but they can either move Javon Bullard into Williams' spot and then play Nate Hobbs in the slot all the time, or they can move Javon Bullard to safety in the base, and then when they go to nickel, they can slide him down into the nickel spot, and they can bring Zane Anderson, who filled in for him in the game on Sunday in Denver. I think they think really highly
What
of
do
Zane
you
Anderson.
feel most comfortable with? Because I brought it up. There's been an issue with the defensive backs.
Yeah, I would say that I have more confidence in Zane Anderson filling in at safety than I have in Nate Hobbs and how he's performed. That doesn't mean he can't perform, but I don't have a whole lot of evidence to say, yeah, they're going to be fine if he has to play, the entire game as their nickel guy. I don't have enough evidence to say that with confidence.
Can you tell in any way of the mood or atmosphere with the team?
Yeah, I do. I think, and I had a good conversation with Evan Williams earlier because, what I got a kick out of him saying was that he's kind of like, look, it's borderline offensive that you guys all think that we're like cooked because we lost Micah. Like, we got other good players, and I kind of liked his defiance with that. At the same time, look, let's be realistic. No one is ever going to be stupid enough to suggest that they're just fine without Micah Parsons. But to your point that you have made on our show and elsewhere, like, if his injury timing the way it was, there is an argument to be made that statistically they're no better off, and nothing has really changed. Whether or not
we're gonna
that
see.
would have been the case in the playoffs. Yeah, look, again, my point to you this morning was quite frankly just, look, you get Micah Parsons to make that play that steals the game to win a playoff game. That's your best. The best players playing their best when their best is required is what wins championships in this league, and he will not be available to do that.
Yeah, but, I'm thinking I'd be a pretty easy one if coordinator to tell the people there we miss him, but we've seen you do for a season. Just one tip: you better get some turnovers, because that's what you did that this year's team hasn't done.
That's definitely true. They definitely have not.
Yeah. You got 3 games or more to see how last year's defense can do. I don't know what injuries there were last year. I'm assuming that the difference now from last year's defense to this year's would be Wyatt. And then Clark, of course, he's not on the team, but.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that was Evan Williams' point too. Was basically, look, we came back this year thinking we had almost the exact same group. Now, obviously, they trade away Kenny Clark, which changes the dynamic inside, and they get Micah Parsons for him. But all the other pieces, all the linebackers are the same, all the cover guys are the same. I mean, remember, Jair Alexander barely played the last 12 weeks of the season.
I know. I'm going to be talking to Cooper.
Yeah, and
you done nothing all year. Let's get a defensive player of the week next 3 weeks.
Right, for sure, and that is your guy, and I am very eager to see whether or not he proves to be that guy. Put it that way.
Well, he hasn't been yet.
He has, he was last season though.
I know, but I'm saying this year he hasn't. I don't know that he missed one tackle. I can't remember what game it was, but overall, I would say he's. How did they used to say? He's just a guy.
Strong.
Yes,
I knew you were going to say that. I think that's probably too strong, but he has definitely not tilted the field in the Packers' favor after last year when
at any point in any game.
Right. I mean, you look at him, and he was. You had to know where 56 was, and I'm not sure that offensive coordinators this year have had to say, "All right, we got to know where 56 is all the time." They were more worried about number 1 and where he was located. And now, to your point, and to I think some other people's points, is they haven't really used. If we're being honest, they haven't really used your guy Cooper the way they used him last time. I mean, he blitzed a heck of a lot more. I think the statistics would bear that
whatever
out.
you say,
So
I'm going to say
maybe that's how they utilize
I'm
him
using nothing as
now.
a defense. I have none and don't want to have any. Whatever they used him, however they used him, I expected much more, and we'll see.
Well, we will definitely see, and he will definitely have the opportunity to. They need him. They need him to be a playmaker that he has not yet been.
Yeah, I want Defensive Player of the Week. One of the last 3 weeks. Thanks, Jason.
All right, Homer, take care. Be good.
Tim Van Vooren coming up soon. Fisco Auto Body, family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. And the key is it's still their business. They're still running it. And so the Fiscos are still fixing your cars. Imagine how good they are based on how long they've been doing it and at what age they started. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin, Expert workmanship guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. Fisco, so you remember the name. I'm next. TVV very soon.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound on 43, we do have some backups coming in from about North Avenue, or just before North Avenue, all the way down through the Marquette onto the high rise. You're back on the brakes from Lincoln down towards Howard. On the northbound side, slowing down from National Avenue all the way up to Locust. Westbound 94, watch for delays from about 20th Street through the Stadium Interchange to about Mitchell Boulevard, and then more delays from Elm Grove Road all the way to about Barker. On the eastbound side, backing up from about Barker Road all the way to about Calhoun, and then more delays from the Zoo Interchange to Hawley Road and through the Stadium Interchange. By the way, there's also an accident just out of the Mitchell Interchange on northbound 40 or 94. It is off on the left shoulder. Traffic is brought to you by Safe Plow. When winter hits Wisconsin, Safe Plow keeps driveways and businesses clear with no tolerance snow removal. They handle the blizzard so you can handle your business. Visit safeplow.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, increasing clouds, rising temperatures with a chance of showers, a low of 34. Tomorrow, mild with rain likely. It'll turn into a mix later on as the temperatures fall throughout the day, a high of 44. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is kicking off their first tournament of the season with $1,000 in cash prizes. This is Gary Ellerson, inviting you to team up for a two-man scramble at Paynes Valley. Play it on their spacious, state-of-the-art golf simulators. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. Just $120 per team, and you must finish your round by December 31st. This is their first of many winter tournaments. Keep an eye on their website. Take on Paynes Valley starts today at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com.
A father faces homelessness. A mother is hospitalized, and there's no one to watch their children. La Causa Crisis Nursery and Respite Center is the only free 24/7 crisis nursery in Milwaukee. It's a safe and nurturing place for children aged 0 to 12 to stay while their parents work to regain stability and strength. Your generosity keeps La Causa's doors open and provides meals, classroom resources, mental health support, and more. Every child deserves the chance to dream, grow, and thrive. Make a difference by donating today at lacausa.org.
The president of James Imaging Systems, Tom Tegeter. As I reflect on the 2025 performance of the James Imaging Systems team, I'm inspired by their power of action, reliable follow-through, and ability to consistently connect with our clients. So thank you for helping our clients grow, profit, and thrive. In addition, I'm humbled by the trust our clients place in the James Imaging Systems expertise to help them succeed, now and in the years to come. As your local business technology partner, I extend my appreciation and gratitude for your ongoing loyalty. Looking forward, I feel that as individuals and as a community, if we display the power of positive action and authentically strive to find common ground, then our local communities will be stronger and our family connections will be secure and enduring. To everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless America. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Whether you're hitting the road for the holidays or heading up north to see family and friends, make Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan your first stop. Just across the Wisconsin border, Higher Love offers award-winning, organically grown products that you can trust, plus new incense, apparel, and holiday-ready gifts. Fuel your trip, stock up for the season, and don't forget to grab a photo with Sasquatch while you're here. Your perfect holiday stop is waiting at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
The holidays are full of moments worth saving. Family dinners, cozy nights, holiday parties that last all night, and Carbless makes every one of them better. Crisp, refreshing, and full of flavor, 0 sugars, 0 carbs, and only 100 calories and gluten-free. Carbless is the gift that keeps on giving. A guilt-free cocktail that never compromises on taste, turning every sip into a little celebration. This season, bring bliss to every holiday moment with Carbless. Full of flavor, no compromise.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Green Bay Packers are giving up 20.1 points per game. The Discount Leaguer Twitter poll question: how many points will the Bears score against the Packers on Saturday? Less than 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, or 30 plus? Put your vote in. I said 10 to 20. I'm guessing when we look at the numbers before the show's over, that'll be that or 20 to 30. But don't want to speak for everyone else. And the Green Bay Packers continue to be the favorite in the game. They are a 1.5 point favorite on the road at Chicago, and the Rams are actually a underdog. Seattle is a 1.5 favorite at home against the Rams. The Bears, on the other hand, are a 1.5 underdog against the Packers. I don't know what that means. I'm just surprised that the Packers are the favorite. But Fat Jack has told me the pros, don't give near as much as fans do to a player's injury unless it's a quarterback. Running a business means taking care of your team and your bottom line for over 50 years. Saganiac Planning has helped small businesses build smarter, more affordable medical and employee benefit plans. From health insurance to customized coverage options, Saganiac Planning's experts make it simple to protect your people and your future. Yes, it can seem complicated, not when you've been doing it for over 50 years. Saganiac Planning, your partner in planning confidence. Visit SaganiacPlanning.com or call John Saganiac Jr., 262-783, Roger Maris, 6161. And before Tim Van Vooren, Window Nation end-of-the-year sale. End-of-the-year sale. Get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years. That's Window Nation, and most importantly, in addition to that, Window Nation right now. What's that mean? Well, it's cold. You can't get your windows done. No, it might be they could install it in 1 day. But you say, Homer says, I get it right now. Well, yeah. Backed with lifetime warranty and A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. The sale ends soon, so don't miss out. But whenever you deal with Window Nation, first thing, right now. Not now, right now. Visit windownation.com to get started. Tim Van Vooren, Fox 6 Sports, next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Josh DiMaggio and Ben Brust.
Greasy Ben Brust. Just whichever way the wind's blowing. I have bad posture. I don't have a great backbone, Joshy.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
Homer here for Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. It's cold here in Milwaukee, and if you've been thinking about new windows, it's good you waited, because during Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale, get 50% off, plus you could get 0% interest for 5 years. On windows that stop the cold wintry drafts, seal out moisture, and so energy efficient, you'll save money on your utility bills. Installed in 1 day. Lifetime warranty and an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Sale ends soon. Don't miss out on big savings. WindowNation.com to get started.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
It's the holiday season, a special time to celebrate with family, friends, and coworkers. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Let us help you with your holiday celebration. Whether you're having a small family gathering, a bigger bash with friends and relatives, or a company party, we've got everything you need at the lowest prices in town. Discount Liquor is your one-stop gift shop with over 100 varieties of liquor, beer, and wine gift sets for everyone on your list. Visit us today at 51st in Oklahoma in Milwaukee and on Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com. And from our family to yours, have a happy and safe holiday season.
Discount liquor.
Rain Man is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Purchase $30 worth of Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a certificate for a free 7.5-inch sub. It's the gift that keeps on giving from Cousin Subs.
At every meeting, at every new beginning, at every celebration, we make better happen. At Cousin Subs, better is more than just a word. It's a promise we serve at every party. Our customizable party boxes, box lunches, party chips, and dozen cookie boxes offer the options you need to please any crowd. Whatever the occasion, we will never settle for being just good enough. Order on our mobile app or online at cousinsubs.com. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
The holidays are always a wonderful time to get engaged.
And this is the perfect year to do it.
Really? Why is that?
We have a special collection of double dog dazzling engagement rings for just $3,998.
Tell her what makes them double dog dazzling, Monica.
These bridal sets are covered in diamonds and have a 3-carat created diamond center stone.
Wow.
Or you can choose a 3/4 carat natural diamond for just $1,798. And Kessler's will contribute a free 14-carat gold mounting and mount your diamond in it for you.
Wow.
Or you can get 5 matching diamonds side by side that spread all across the top of your finger.
2 carats total weight.
5 big created diamonds in a ring that will rock the house. Tell her how much, Rick.
$1,998.
Wow.
You guessed it, Sarah. We call it the Wow Collection.
18 months financing at 0% is available.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you and our holiday hours, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Looking for the early gift for the basketball fan on your list? This holiday season, Fiserv Forum brings the heat with the Milwaukee Hoop Showdown. Friday, December 19th, the Wisconsin Badgers versus Villanova at 7 p.m. But first, UW Milwaukee takes on South Dakota State at 4. 2 big games, 1 electric night, all under one roof. Check off that holiday list and get your tickets now at FiservForum.com/showdown. The Badgers headline the action on Friday, December 19th, and you don't want to miss it. Visit FiservForum.com/showdown.
Tim Van Vooren is brought to you by The Ticket King, your local and most trusted source for Green Bay football tickets. Visit theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007. The 3 most important letters in sports. Even better than those.
TVV.
It's Fox 6 Sports Director Tim Van Vooren on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN. Tim Van Vooren is brought to you by The Ticket King, your local and most trusted source for Green Bay football tickets. Visit theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007.
Tim Van Vooren, Fox 6 Sports, 3-time Wisconsin Sportscaster of the Year. I've been told by many, the first was Aaron Rodgers, Homer, you don't listen very well. I said, you speak better, I'd listen more. Never have trouble listening to Tim Van Vooren. TVV, what do you want to start with regarding the Green Bay Packers? It can involve the Bears or maybe not. I'm curious how you choose to start.
Crossroads, Homer. Crossroads time for the Green Bay Packers. Matt LaFleur has an opportunity, and his coaching staff an opportunity to show a lot in these next 3 games, which I think would take the heat off them for the postseason if it goes a certain way. If they go real well, that's one way this all could go.
Real well would be win the division, right?
Yep.
Right.
Which is very possible. You beat the Bears Saturday, and you're in pretty good shape, to be honest with you.
Right, but even if you lost to the Bears and won the division,
shows you have this team and you're going forward with this team. If it goes the wrong way,
what is the wrong way? Not winning the division or making the playoffs, or what?
It's going to be hard not to get in the playoffs now, based on their position. Not impossible. I would think that they will be in. If you say you're in as the 7th seed, you're not really competitive in the first round, and you don't play these last 3 games well. Well, then it just simply is going to reignite the conversation that was taking place in the end of October.
Yeah, there'll be the conversation. Now, I ask you, because you're knowledgeable, it really doesn't. The conversation's fine, but it's just fiddling and diddling. It's about Mr. Policy and how he might view things. Do you have any way of knowing how he leans? Or
no,
okay.
No way of knowing. And I would say right now, probably not leaning either way.
All right.
I would say, to be determined. That's why I say it's a crossroads.
Is he a nice guy? Is he a tough guy? Do you feel like you could ask him to borrow money, or I don't know?
I like it. I like Ed Policy.
Okay, that's good. Give us more of that. If you like him, I see that as a huge plus. What do you like about him?
I've liked him from the beginning
Clearly
of his
smart.
time in Green Bay.
Smart,
very intelligent.
Has a great last name.
Does have NFL pedigree for sure.
Okay.
Has done absolutely nothing to call attention to himself. Can you think of anything he's done to call attention to himself?
Which is huge.
Nope.
And he's been there forever.
It's the way he does it.
Okay.
It's a consistent way he goes about his job before he was elevated to this position, and his philosophy of how he's
kind of like you.
Position.
Smart. He's got a better last name. Doesn't call attention to himself. That's always been something people always brought up with you.
I don't know about that, but I would say Ed Policy, I think, is very qualified to be the president of the Green Bay
You
Packers.
are comfortable with whatever he decides. Is that fair?
Yep.
So you can't know for sure.
I think Brian Gutekunst will get a contract extension. I don't think that is at a crossroads position.
Whoa! Now we got something. Now we're cooking.
Don't you?
No, I don't. And what I say doesn't count. Like, we're fiddling and diddling here about LaFleur, and you say there's no. So there's something maybe there. But with Goody, you think there's nothing there. He's getting an extension.
I don't think you change things around. I think, the trade for Micah Parsons, the development and performance of Micah Parsons, this year's rookie class, I think, I don't think you're looking for a new general manager in Green Bay, even if this doesn't go well at the end of the year.
Now, do you think he will change and give Goody the authority to keep?
Possible.
It's possible.
I think that's possible, sure. But
would you lean one way or another?
To give Gutekunst the power over the coach?
Yeah.
Well, I think that format worked very well for many years in Green Bay.
And I believe that's how it worked in San Francisco, if I'm right. I can't say that I really know.
Sure. It was very rare, when the Packers made the move to the president and the silos, et cetera. That was a rare move at that time. There have been some other teams that have done
a very snaky move. I think it was the snakiest thing that Mark Murphy ever did.
Brian Gutekunst was surprised by it for sure.
Yeah, no, he can say what he wants. I wish. I don't think that Ron Wolf's son, I should remember his name. I don't think he would ever have agreed to that, and would have been offended that you interviewed him, knowing he thought it would be the old way, and only after you picked him changed his mind. But
that seems to be the way it went out on Brian Gutekunst.
Yes.
Obviously, it's hypothetical as to what would have happened with Elliott Wolf. It's turned out okay.
Yes,
I think.
yes,
but I don't know.
Totally.
I don't know if it's sustainable, and I don't know if Ed Policy thinks it's sustainable.
Yeah, I would agree that I have to say it as you just said. All right, now we've got everything we do now is just secondary to your belief that Goody right now is in a better place than LaFleur. That's how I'm taking this. And John Anderson says I need a governor, so I want to make sure I'm not going too far. But you believe Goody is in a little better spot than LaFleur as far as his future, primarily because of, I'm guessing, Parsons and doing that.
Yeah, Parsons, and the last 2 or 3 drafts here have been pretty fruitful.
Yes.
I think people would say the Packers have a talented roster. So I think that means, Brian Gutekunst gets a contract extension. I think Matt LaFleur
they are
could
the
very
same
well
number
end
of
up with one
years,
as well.
right?
What?
They're on the same number of years. They're at the same spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
They both would be entering the final year of their contracts, which is not a way to.
No,
really
you have made it. You have not said that, but you've made it clear that it's a little. It's a little different. How much difference? Right.
Well, how about if the Packers roar to the end here and Matt LaFleur says, you know what, I'm going to take my chances. I'd like to go somewhere else. You guys haven't, given me what I want.
That's not
I don't
happening.
anticipate.
That's
I don't either. I don't either. But I would say, it's a crossroads for a lot of reasons, Homer. That's what I would say. And it's probably more likely than not that it's status quo for next season. It's Matt LaFleur coaching and Brian Gutekunst as the general manager.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably more likely than not. But I would say it's a few games are important games for the future of the Green Bay Packers. Maybe not for 2025, because I think most people would say the expectations changed significantly last Sunday on that.
There's a win the division, go from there. There's a don't win the division but make the playoffs. You'd like to win a game, and then there's make the playoffs and don't win a game. That could create a quicker crossroads, right? I mean,
I just think that the conversations that were taking place last offseason and the middle of this season will be reignited. That's the word I would use.
Yeah.
If it goes a different way.
Right. If it goes reignited,
games.
making the playoffs and not winning a playoff game. Making the playoffs is not good enough.
Last year, they lost their last two regular season games, which didn't really matter, and then lost in the first round of the playoffs. And that was a hollow offseason then after that, even though they had been in very good position prior to that little fade at the end. A lot can change in a hurry. We saw that on the way down this season. Then they came back from that. Now that they're at the top, or we're at the top, it looks like maybe they can go back down again.
How much of a pass does LaFleur get that Parsons is now gone? Can you evaluate now the same, or do you have to factor in no Parsons?
I think you factor it in because he's a franchise player, so I don't think it hurts LaFleur's case. Let me say that. I think if anything, it helps his case to say, well, look, we were in a good position until he got hurt. So I would say that. If anything, it helps his position, but I don't think it defines his position. The injury does not define the direction of the Packers coaching situation.
This is so good. I hope people realize how often I didn't interrupt. Probably interrupt too much. All right, we have Marquette basketball coming up in a bit against Georgetown, but any player, the Tim Van Vooren Scouting Bureau, always a player or somebody that you think you want to notice, you think could be huge, whoever you want to mention.
Kingsley Enagbare benefits from this and contributes to the Packers going forward. And Javon Bullard. I've had him a couple times for you, Homer. He's my guy in that backfield.
Enagbare and Bullard. Can I dream that Rashawn Gary is going to get a sack?
Sure you can.
I say yes. I'm saying yes.
Yeah.
You want to join that club? No.
You can dream that, sure.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'll take that as a no. You can dream that, sure. I'm going to use that in the future.
That's
Tim
your
Van
club,
Vooren,
Homer.
Fox 6 Sports.
That's your club.
What did you say? You can dream that way? What was it?
You asked if I could join your club. That was the club.
Yes. But when you say you can dream that way, that doesn't tell me. Bringing it up. Thanks, TVV, Tim Van Vooren, Fox 6 Sports, the best. Next.
Westbound 94, right about at Moreland Road. Looks like we've got a crash on the left shoulder, so give it a little bit of room to get past that. We are seeing a little bit of bunching heading past that scene. We've also got westbound 94 slowing down from 17th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side, we got backups heading through the Barker